Numansa, Joaquin Buckley, he arguably had the best fight of his career thus far as well. And he did it against somebody who you used to train against, an Albert Duarev. And this was a second round doctor stoppage victory, man. I wish I had the photo, but the UFC was a little slack. And even MMA Junkie, all them, they were slacking on the photos this weekend. But the point is, you were right. And I thought that Duarev would be able to do enough to be able to slip under the big motions of Joaquin Buckley, because everything he throws is big, everything, big hook, big this, big that, duck underneath, get the takedown, and hold him there. I knew Buckley's wrestling was good, but I'll tell you something that was even better. The preciseness of his offensive repertoire, the control, the poise, the precision, everything Joaquin Buckley did was managed much better than he has ever done in any other fight. And what I mean by that is that these motions weren't overextending and overswinging. Just like Kevin Holland, he wasn't doing these big overextensions. Everything was there and pulled back. When Duarev would shoot in, he'd hit him with just a little left hook, boom, blow his eye up. He'd throw him with the uppercut, boom, just right there, tight, on the money. He looked like a world beater right here, bro. He looked like a dude who I'm like, put a top 15 fighter in front of Joaquin Buckley right now, and they're going to fold. That's what he looked like to me. Given that even he was so much smaller, shorter reach than Duarev, brother, this was just impressive from wall to wall. Do you feel the same way, or do you think that this was just styles make fights and Duarev didn't have the stand-up to compete or match up with Joaquin Buckley?
No, man, I think you said it best. This was Joaquin Buckley's best fight he's had in a memorable time. You know, quite a while, man. He's been doing good. He obviously the knockout of the year, whole bunch of different highlights from Joaquin Buckley. But this dude seems to now not only have the moments, but have the entire fight. You know, that's really where Joaquin Buckley's growing, man. His whole fight is now a highlight reel, and it's just looking good, man. When I saw him throwing those left high kicks up top with zero telegraph, I knew. I was like, oh, Drive's in for a hell of a fight right here. This is going to be a smash spot. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And I don't necessarily know if it was Joaquin Buckley's power or his speed or just the moves he was putting together that kind of seemed like it froze Duarev. Or it was the one where he was actually trying to get a takedown and then actually stopped the takedown from happening. And that's kind of what got it. Seemed like Duarev was just in his head. I was expecting a little bit better of a fight, especially them knowing each other, knowing their pros, knowing their cons, their weaknesses and all that. And then Duarev to kind of exploit that a little bit. But it looked like Buckley was just a step ahead, man. So the game plan was there. The mindset was there. The X's and O's, the hands and the feet, all looking really, really good for Buckley, man. And I think he was fighting like a man who somebody above him is calling him his son on the next fight. And I think he was trying to prove, like, I'm going to see what's up. Like, this ain't no more. So I think he had a little bit of motivation behind that one. So he can also thank Kevin Holland.
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. It's just bulletin board material, as they say, right? But I do think that the other thing is that Duarev, he had noted, he was like, bro, this is going to be an easy fight for me. Joaquin Buckley, easy. You saw in the beginning of the fight, he walked to the center of the cage and was like, what's up? Let's bang. Buckley was like, bro, you really want this? You probably have to think he's probably trying to bait me to go into the center of the cage so he can shoot for a takedown. But that's the thing. He never got started, and that was the beauty. Because the Chechen machete looked very mortal. He didn't look like a machete, man. He looked like a butter knife in this fight. I'll be honest with you. But that's all thanks to Joaquin Buckley, man. This dude, Joaquin Buckley, is something else. I'll tell you what, he's growing with each and every fight, getting more controlled, faster, slicker, more powerful. And it's only a matter of time until his overall MMA game is so complete, man. I do think that Joaquin Buckley is going, even though given the beef he had with Glory MMA and the, rough around the edges nature of the fighter that he is, I think he's going to be a real deal contender, man. I don't think that this is going to be a joke right here. And when you look at the numbers, bro, I mean, he only landed 30 strikes, just total, 30 of 108. So it was very low accuracy. It's just when he hits you, man, he just cracks. So that's it right there. Doctor Stoppage. Albert, I wanted to ask you this, though, for the referee's decision on this one. So the referee sees round two, the end of round two, Duarev's eye is blown up, man, probably a broken orbital or something like that. But instead of at the end of round two saying, hey, doctor, let me go check on him, he waits until round three starts. And technically, if there's technicalities, a lot of people who bet on like a round 2 TKO, they wouldn't have gotten it because it would have been a round 3 TKO because the referee waited 10 seconds into round 3 to then call for a doctor. Now, I don't know what the official ruling is right now. I don't know what they have it. It has round 2 here on ESPN, so I hope that that's what it is. But in some other sites, they might have it different. I just don't know how it affects the betting ways. But what do you think about that decision for the referee?
That's a very interesting point because on Tapology right now, 10 seconds into round 3 of 3, Total fight time 10 minutes 10 seconds. Oh, that's one of those rough ones for the betters. If you had that as the, if that comes into your over under play, or your, two second round TKO, third round TKO, man, that one hurts right there. Cause I agree. Like, there's no, when I saw the eye shut at the end of round 2, that's one of those ones where you're like, oh yeah, like, get the doctor
This
in
is
here. Like,
over.
come on,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Yeah, crazy. I didn't even think about that. That's good you pointed that out.
Yeah, it's just little things like that, man. So Joaquin Buckley, he hits on his plus 275 TKO prop. I mean, that you could call that one all day. You could argue that was one of our locks, even though I wasn't picking for it. I said you had to throw money on it regardless. So big win by Numansa.